In punishment for his wife's infidelity, the husband chose to shoot himself in front of her. Emma, suddenly splattered with blood and brain matter, panicked uncontrollably. Instinctively pushing the body away, she found herself handcuffed to the bedpost by her husband. She immediately began searching for a way to unlock the handcuffs. Trying the landline, she found it non-functional. Picking up the handgun from the floor, she attempted to shoot the chain. There was only one bullet in the gun. Helpless, Emma found a wedding dress to cushion beneath the body for easier dragging, but it was too heavy, causing them both to tumble down the stairs. She hurried to find her phone, only to discover it had been submerged in water by her husband and was now unusable. She then searched the kitchen, unsurprisingly finding no knives or tools. Finally, she dragged the cumbersome body to the basement in a last-ditch effort. But to her dismay, her husband had anticipated every move. The basement was just as barren. With the added frustration of falling due to the body, Emma's emotions finally neared collapse. But fortunately, where there's a will, there's a way. She found the car keys hidden in the trash bin. After exerting tremendous effort, Emma finally managed to drag the body to the car. Just when she thought she could leave, the car refused to start no matter what she tried. She discovered that the gas had been siphoned by her husband long ago. She had to drag the body back into the house, cleaning the blood from her face in the process. Then, Emma dragged the body into the photo room, hoping to find a useful tool, only to find it filled with pictures of herself and her lover. There were also photos from 10 years ago when she was almost assaulted and robbed, along with witness statements. Remembering the files she saw in her husband's office, she seemed to realize something. But before Emma could gather her thoughts, she heard knocking downstairs. Opening the door, she was surprised to find her lover, who had rushed over after receiving Emma's distress message. After a conversation, they realized Emma hadn't sent any messages, and her husband had tampered with the company's data before his death. The police were already searching for evidence. The lover suggested that they should agree on a story to tell the police, aiming to distance themselves from any suspicion. But just as he was about to make the call, he found the car from the city had followed him here. Realizing the danger, he chose to go alone, hoping to scare off any intruders. Bobby, without hesitation, fatally stabbed him. Only the brother had intentions to avoid harm. Listening to their conversation from her hiding spot, Emma finally realized the truth. They were hired by her husband to retrieve the diamonds from the safe. And Bobby was the same person who had attempted to harm her 10 years ago and ended up in prison. Seizing the moment when the two were distracted, she quickly dragged the body to the boathouse and then found the anchor, using it to break her husband's fingers. Meanwhile, the brother had discovered the blood on the floor and approached. Witnessing the two men arguing over their disagreement upon seeing the body, the brother believed they should let Emma go, but Bobby insisted on finding her, as the safe required not only a password but also matching fingerprints. Seeing the footprints on the ground, he deduced that Emma couldn't have gone far without shoes. The two brothers immediately began searching the house, but failed to find her as she was hiding under the boat. Knowing everything, Emma waited for the two to leave and quickly took the fuel tank from the boat, connecting it to the car. But as she finished connecting the hose, the sharp-eyed Bobby followed the footprints to her location, then removed the hose, and finally punctured the tires with one swift motion. She immediately slipped out of the garage quietly, only to see the brother dragging the body into the house. In a panic, Emma opened the door to the basement storeroom, preparing to enter the house. Unexpectedly, the brother had just arrived in the corridor, with Bobby following close behind. Caught between a rock and a hard place, she felt the car keys in her hand and immediately honked the horn. Hearing the noise, the two brothers rushed to the garage, only to find nothing. Bobby immediately realized it was a ruse and that Emma was still in the house. He blocked the basement entrance with a broom while he and his brother searched the house. However, their search yielded nothing, except for noticing the lover's missing shoes. Bobby slowly ascended the stairs and heard noises coming from the attic. He immediately climbed up to investigate. Bobby wasted no time in flipping it over, only to find a bucket of tools. Suddenly, Emma emerged and knocked him down the stairs, then took his car keys. Hearing the commotion, the brother rushed over and was also knocked unconscious by her. Emma opened the car door, but Bobby caught up and smashed the window, exerting all his strength to drag her out. She struggled fiercely but managed to dial the emergency number. Although she couldn't finish her call, the police would soon trace the signal and arrive. Emma was kicked unconscious, and when she woke up, she found herself once again chained to her husband. The two brothers had also brought the safe over. Emma told them she didn't know the password, but Bobby didn't believe her. Instead, he told her that, according to her husband, the password was the date of their engagement. Realizing her situation, with no more leverage, her only option was a dead end. Bobby planned to cut off Emma's toes one by one after throwing their wedding photos on the ground. Bobby refused to believe her silence, so she sought help from the brother beside her. The brother, who only wanted wealth and not bloodshed, intervened but was was pushed aside. To everyone's surprise, he found a pistol under the bed. He immediately pointed the gun at Bobby and threatened him to let go of Emma and drop the knife. The brother promised to let her go unharmed if she revealed the password. Emma seized the opportunity to request that her handcuffs be removed. As soon as she was freed, she uttered the date of their engagement. Bobby successfully opened the safe, only to find no diamonds inside, just a hacksaw. Emma suddenly realizes that the diamonds are in the necklace her husband gave her, but she can't take it off no matter what. Even pliers can't cut it unless she severs her neck. And that's exactly what her husband intended. Bobby grabs the pistol to end Emma's life, but there are no bullets in the gun. Emma tries to escape but is forcefully restrained on the ground. The brother intervenes, but Bobby accidentally kills him. He blames all the mistakes on Emma, who, faced with Bobby's anger and grief, can only pick up a knife to fight back. However, she is quickly knocked down again and stabbed in the thigh before being dragged away. Just as the fatal blow is about to fall, Emma picks up a photo frame from the ground to block it, then grabs the iron pliers and strikes back, ultimately handcuffing him to her husband. Emma limps away with her injured leg, while Bobby pursues with the corpse. She drives out of the garage, but the snowy road causes the car to lose control and crash into a wooden cabin. After a momentary daze, she crawls out of the car. As Bobby gets closer, Emma has no strength to run far and is eventually grabbed by the ankle. A knife comes swinging at her, but she manages to dodge it just in time, causing the blade to create a crack in the ice. Quick to react, Emma grabs the knife and thrusts it into Bobby's chest as he falls. As Bobby collapses, the ice surface completely cracks open. Emma is tightly held and unable to break free. In her panic, she finds the knife and attacks back, causing Bobby to release his grip in pain. Emma then stabs through the ice surface and climbs out. Listening to the approaching police sirens, Emma tears off the ring from her hand and throws it into the icy lake. Faced with the impending 10th wedding anniversary, Emma decides to end her relationship with her lover once and for all. However, her husband brings her to the lakeside cabin, intending to punish her through suicide and even hiring Bobby to end her life. But he underestimated Emma's determination to survive.